Welcome back to the Successful Diligence podcast. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of how valuable you are to us and me here at Successful Diligence as a listener of the podcast. It means so much that you allow me to provide value through the podcast and that you listen and you show up and you invest your time. It means the world to me and I so appreciate it. One way that you can show your appreciation for the podcast, if you've gotten any value from anything we've ever said is you can support us financially so that we can continue to provide the value that you've come to know from the Successful Diligence podcast. And it can be literally less than a cup of coffee a day, 99 cents per month. That's less than $1 per month, all the way up to $5, $10, however much you want to give. But as little as $1, less than $1, 99 cents, that would make such a difference to us. You can go to the show notes and you can click the link where listener support is highlighted. There's different links in the show notes, or you can go to anchor.fm/successful diligence /support, and you can sign up there, and literally it's one time per month, 99 cents, less than a cup of coffee, and yet you would be having an impact on supporting this podcast to bring more value, reach more people, to have a greater impact in the world. And we appreciate in advance any support that you're able to provide. Again, anchor.fm/successful diligence /support, or you can click the link in the show notes and show your support financially. We appreciate it and we thank you in advance. Today I want to talk about the power of failure on the journey to your success. And I wanted to talk about it because there's no way to reach success without experiencing failure of some kind. And it's really important to recognize that success does not mean avoiding failure, because all of us fail. We all make mistakes. We all make wrong decisions. We all do things that are not correct. We all don't always live up to expectations. And so the issue is that it's not whether you're going to fail, it's coming, it's inevitable. And the question is, are you going to fail successfully? Meaning, are you going to take the purpose and the lesson from the failure and profit from it and apply it and implement learning from it to your journey of success? Nelson Boswell observed that the difference between greatness and mediocrity is often how an individual views mistakes. So your viewpoint about failure and mistakes, it matters. And if you want to be successful on your journey to success, you've got to learn how to fail forward, how to incorporate failure into your process in a positive way. And if you can't do it in a positive way, at least think about it as a neutral experience. It's not something negative when we fail. You know, unsuccessful people or people who struggle on their journey to success often are really afraid of failure. They view it as maybe like a rejection, and they avoid taking risks or making decisions that could lead to, in their mind, failure. And sometimes they don't realize that that risk can actually lead to success. And you'll never know unless you try, unless you do it, unless you step out there and implement and make a decision. And one thing about success and building the muscle of success, because it really is something that you develop and you discipline yourself into, is that success is based on an ability to incorporate resilience into yourself and into your life. And what that means is that you've got the ability, the skill set to fail and yet keep trying, to have the right attitude, mindset, and viewpoint and perspective that failure is not fatal. It's not the death of your dream. It's not the death of who you are. And it's not final either. You know, you can have a failure, but it doesn't mean that that's going to last forever. And oftentimes, a failure can lead to your greatest success. And it could be that you fail in one area because that door is not the one you're supposed to go through. That area is not where you're supposed to be successful. And so you fail, but if you get up and you try again and maybe tweak something different or implement a different strategy or try something new, that could be the springboard for your success. And you don't want to miss that. And oftentimes when, I'm talking about viewpoint and perspective and mindset, it's really reframing failure as a growth opportunity or a learning experience, because I always look at it like I don't lose, I don't fail, I learn. And so every experience is a learning opportunity for me, and it helps me to grow. It helps me to incorporate lessons. It helps me to understand maybe what things I don't want to do in addition to things that I do want to do. It helps me recognize what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. It helps me become a better person and become stronger, because you're able to also implement kindness and self-care to yourself, as well as hold yourself accountable and produce those muscles like discipline and consistency that are necessary, those skills that are necessary to develop for your success. And successful people, they don't allow failure to get into their head. They don't allow it to disrupt their mindset and their frame on the world. They don't allow failure to start to talk to them. They maintain that positive self-talk and perspective, and they focus on the rewards of success. They learn from their mistakes, think about how they can improve themselves and the situation. What can you do to implement differently? This is how successful people think. They're looking for a way through, not a stopping point. And so I encourage you to always try and see failure or mistakes as a learning experience, a growth opportunity, and incorporate that into your toolbox for success on your journey, and understand that you're going to fail, it's going to happen. And so prepare yourself, set yourself up for success by exercising and practicing that mindset and that viewpoint and that perspective that failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to, assess and see if you're on the right path, if you're really doing what you want to be doing or what you're good at or what you should be doing in life. So I hope that you found some value in this. As always, keep walking, always, always keep walking. And on the journey of life, always, always, every day, choose gratitude. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way for you to make a podcast. It's free. The creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. So easy to use. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many, many more platforms. You don't have to upload. They do it all for you. You can also make money from your podcast, cha-ching, with no minimum listenership. I started making money with my first episode. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Just go to your app store and download the free Anchor app, or you can go to anchor.fm to get started now. Anchor FM and get your podcast started.